This video will explain how to use the docket killer component of SmartMove. This can significantly reduce the amount of paperwork you need to do. The core feature is that you record how the fare was paid at the end of each job. This information is then used for various things, including your end-of-shift report, along with invoices to account customers. When you finish a job, the fare payment screen will appear automatically. The fare to be paid will be shown on the right-hand side. This comes from your meter. Later, we will show you how this can be changed or entered if your meter is not connected to the SmartMove unit. You now have to say how the fare was paid. Press 100% cash if your passenger is paying the entire to-pay amount by cash. The amount being paid by cash will appear on the right-hand side, and the to-pay amount will show as 0. You can now press Done as you have finished recording the payments. If only some of the amount is being paid by cash, you can press the Cash button. Do this with the Set $, button. Enter the amount required. Press Cancel if you don't want to record a payment, or press Accept to save the payment. In some cases, you may want to pay a fraction of the fare with cash. In this case, you can touch the percentage button. Enter the percentage to be used. Press Cancel if you decide not to record a cash payment, or press Accept to save the payment. If you put only part of the payment to cash, then you will not be able to use the Done button as you haven't accounted for the fare. The Done button works only when the to-pay amount is 0. You will then need to allocate the rest of the fare to some other category in order to complete the payment. Recording a credit card payment is similar to cash. Use the 100% card button if the amount owing is paid with a credit card. The amount being paid by credit card will appear on the right-hand side, and the to-pay amount will show as 0. You can now press Done as you have finished recording the payments. If only some of the amount is being paid by credit card, you can press Card. Enter the amount being paid by card. Do this with the Set $, button. Touch Cancel if you decide not to record a card payment, or press Accept to save the transaction. If the passenger has paid less than the full amount on the credit card, you will not be able to use the Done button as you haven't fully accounted for the fare. You will need to allocate the rest of the fare to some other category in order to complete the payment. If your passengers put extra on the credit card to give you a tip, simply enter the amount paid. The extra will appear as a tip in the to-pay section. This will also show on the end-of-shift report. Press Done to record the payment and the tip. In some cases, the payment can be a bit more complicated. An example is when part of the trip is paid by some sort of government subsidy scheme. We will now discuss how the subsidised trips are handled, but note that this does not apply in New Zealand. There is a separate video to explain how subsidised travel is handled there. If the subsidy details have already been entered into the booking, they will appear on your screen, and you will only need to account for the rest of the fare. Press the Subsidy button to make a claim. Use one of the buttons at the top if you need to change the amount being claimed. If you need to enter a specific amount, use the $, button, then set the amount. You can enter a voucher number or a reference number. Often, the reference number is a client number. To enter these fields, press one of the Set buttons on the right. Enter the voucher number or reference field required and press the OK button when finished. Touch the box in the bottom left-hand corner if you are eligible for a lift fee. Press the Cancel button if you don't want to submit the subsidy claim. If you have finished entering the details, press the Accept button. If the subsidy is for less than the full fare, you need to record how the remainder has been paid. The payment may be with cash, credit card, or it may be on account. When you have fully accounted for the fare and when the amount to pay is 0, you can press the Done button. If the subsidy details were specified in the booking, then there will already be a subsidy entry on the right-hand side. You can change the details if necessary by touching on the subsidy line, then use the Accept button to record the changes. In special cases, you can make more than one subsidy claim. In this case, repeat the steps given above to accurately record how the fare was paid. Press Done when all the payments have been entered and the to pay value is 0. Some fares will be paid on account and details need to be recorded. If the account has been included in the booking, then the fare will have been allocated to that account already, and you should be able to press the Done button at the end of the trip. In some cases, you might need to supply some sort of reference, a voucher number or a purchase order number, for example. In this case, you need to press Account on the right-hand side of the screen. This screen shows the amount being charged to the account being used, and any reference to appear on the invoice to the account holder. You can change the reference field by pressing the Set button on the right-hand side. Enter the reference field required and press the OK button when finished. If you have finished entering the account details, press the Accept button. Press the Cancel button if you don't want to make any changes. Press the Done button if the fare has been paid in full. If you have a walk-up or if the account details haven't been entered in the booking, then press the Account button on the fare payment screen. First, verify that the amount being put on the account is correct. If you want to change the amount, then press the Set $. Button. Enter the amount required, then press the ENT button. If you want to put a percentage of the fare on account, press the Percentage button, then press the Set Percentage button. You will need to set the account to be used. Do this by pressing the Set button next to the account field. Type in a few letters of the account name, then click on the name required when you can see it in the list. Press OK when finished. If you need to enter a reference number of some sort, do it now by pressing the Set button. Press Accept when you have finished entering the details. If the to pay figure is 0, you can now press the Done button. In some cases, only some of the payment is on account. This often applies when part of the fare is covered by some form of subsidy. When this happens, you need to put each component of the payment in separately. First, enter the subsidy payment, then enter the account payment if the remainder is to be charged to an account. You can split the payments over more than one account. Just repeat the steps given above for each account. Press Done when all the payments have been entered and the to pay value is 0. If you have a booking that was created with the smartphone app, the passenger may be able to pay with the app. This applies only if the passenger has registered a credit card and if the fleet accepts payments through the app. When this option is available, an app button will appear on the fare payment screen at the end of the job. Select the app button. This will bring up the payment request screen. Clicking Send will send a payment request to the passenger via the SmartHail app. Your screen will now show App Wait in orange, which means that the request has been sent and is awaiting authorization. The passenger will receive a request to authorize the payment. They can also reject the payment if they change their minds and choose not to pay by this method. The passenger will need to authorize the payment, and once authorized, your screen will show App Auth whilst waiting for the bank approval. Once approved by the bank, your screen will change to green and will show the message App Paid. You can now press Done and there is nothing more to do. A passenger may give credit card details when making a booking. If this happens, a Reg Card button will appear on the payment screen. Click on the Reg Card button and you will be asked for the last 4 digits of the registered credit card being used. The passenger must tell you the last 4 digits, enter these and press Accept to bill the credit card. Once the payment has been made and the to pay amount is 0, you can press the Done button. Normally, the fare payment screen shows the fare received from the meter. In some cases, you might need to change the fare or add an extra payment. Use the fare button to set the fare. Enter the correct amount. Use the Set Extras button if there is a charge such as a booking fee, however do not include tolls here. Enter the amount required. Finally, use the Set Toll or Fee if there is some other amount that you need to charge the passenger. Enter the amount required. The correct amount payable should now be showing on the screen. You will need to record how the amount was paid. Press the Paid By button and follow the normal fare payment procedures to finalise the payment. If you make a mistake whilst entering fare payment details, you can go back and edit a recently completed job. Go to the Job Details screen. Then find the job you want to correct using the up and down finger buttons. Touch the Edit Fare button to make the changes. Note that this is not available in all fleets. You can record a new value for the fare, extras or tolls by touching the appropriate buttons. If you need to change the details or how the fare was paid, touch the Paid By button. Press the Clear button to completely remove the previous payment entries and start again. If you want to change the lines entered previously, then touch one of the buttons on the right-hand side. For example, you might do this if you forgot to claim a lift fee or if you need to enter a voucher number. In some cases, you may need to put amounts on more than one account or claim more than one lift fee. You can do this using the Account Subsidy buttons. Press the Done button when the to-pay amount on the right-hand side is 0. You can record your expenses directly in SmartMove and then they will appear on the end of shift report. First, click on the Extended Menu button. Then click on the Expenses button. Start by selecting one of the expense types. The selection available in your fleet may be different from what is shown here. Then use the keypad to enter the amount. You may have to record who paid the amount. Select Driver if you paid the expense yourself. If you charged the amount to an account run by the vehicle owner, then select Owner. Otherwise, if the amount was charged to an account run by the depot, select Base. You may also have to record who is ultimately responsible for the expense. For example, you may have paid the bill, but the owner needs to pay you back. Select Driver if the bill is your responsibility. Select Base if the depot pays the bill. Select Owner if the owner is responsible. And select Split if there is an agreement to split the bill. Use the Accept button when all the details have been entered. Press Cancel if you don't want to record anything. The expenses you enter are included in the end of shift report. If you are using the Smart Driver app, you're able to get your end of shift report. This lists all the work you have done on a shift and your total income. You can use this report for your tax reporting. This video has been about the Docket Killer component of SmartMove. When used properly, Docket Killer can significantly reduce the amount of paperwork you have to do. Please make sure you watch the first 2 videos in this series, SmartMove Essentials and the Advanced Procedures video, for more information on the various functions available in the SmartMove dispatch system. Thank you for watching this payments video by SmartMove.